That Switzerland is a safe, stable country with a diverse and dazzling landscape is no secret to anyone. But did you know that the president is elected every 12 months? Did you know that the same license plate can be used on different cars in the country? And that heroin use is not a crime, but a health problem for the Swiss? And what if, in addition to everything else, I told you that this country offers you almost 80,000 US dollars to live in its territory? Interesting, isn't it? Well, get ready, because today we are going to show you Switzerland as you've never seen it before. Known for producing the best chocolates and cheeses in the world, and for being a paradise for millionaires thanks to its safe and discreet banks, Switzerland is one of the most developed nations in the world and home to important international organizations. With a population of more than 8.7 million inhabitants, Switzerland has a varied natural and cultural heritage, and some very interesting curiosities. Let's start with our first curiosity, the political system. Do you know who the president of Switzerland is? If your answer is no, that's okay, because if I asked the Swiss the same question, they probably wouldn't know the answer either. Switzerland has a different political system than other European countries. The Swiss executive branch is represented by a body called the Federal Council, which consists of 7 members and elects a president and a vice president every year for a 1-year term. It is therefore difficult to know the Swiss president, as this position changes every 12 months. Another interesting aspect of Switzerland is the term canton, which you are sure to hear a lot if you are planning a trip there. Cantons are the territorial divisions of the country, equivalent to states elsewhere. Unlike many countries, however, Swiss cantons enjoy considerable autonomy. They make individual decisions in various areas, such as education, health and social welfare, and even have the authority to determine fees and taxes at the regional level. Interestingly, some of Switzerland's laws can be quite controversial, especially for those living in more conservative countries. For example, carrying guns is allowed in Switzerland, which is nothing new in itself. However, you may be surprised to learn that injecting drugs, such as heroin, is allowed in public buildings under medical and nursing supervision. This approach is part of a non-aggressive policy aimed at getting people off the street and treating the drug issue as a public health issue. Another issue generating debate is assisted suicide. Euthanasia has been allowed in the country since 1942, and in 2015 attracted more than 1,000 foreigners to Switzerland seeking to avail themselves of this right. On the other hand, the Swiss are known for their animal protection laws. One of them is the obligation to adopt guinea pigs, parrots, cockatiels and parakeets in pairs, as they are very sociable animals and need a companion for a full and safe life. And while we're on the subject of safety, this might surprise you. Despite being a neutral and very peaceful country, don't think that everything there is totally peace and love. The country is fully prepared for a war or a nuclear accident. According to federal law, every inhabitant must have a protected place that can be reached quickly from his place of residence. And owners of blocks of apartments are obliged to build and equip shelters in all new dwellings. For this reason, Swiss buildings and dwellings have been equipped with shelters since the 1960s. According to an official study, there are 300,000 shelters in Swiss homes, institutions and hospitals, as well as 5,100 public shelters, providing protection for a total of 8.6 million people, more than the country's current population. In addition, residents living near nuclear power plants are given iodine tablets to take in the event of an accident. But if there is one thing that stands out about this nation, it is its landscapes. In fact, it is impossible to talk about Switzerland without mentioning its breathtaking scenery. And wherever you go and look, everything will amaze you. Planning an itinerary in Switzerland can be quite a challenge, as there are so many incredible options. Regardless of the time of year, the country offers fascinating experiences. Let's start our journey in the capital, Bern. The historic center is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and every cultural feature is preserved as historical heritage. There is no shortage of incredible museums to explore, covering a wide variety of subjects, and the parks will also impress you. Not to mention, the country is replete with stunning lakes. With close to 7,000, most are crystal clear, and in some you can even drink directly from them. The most prominent in this respect is Lake Geneva, with an area of 580.03 square kilometers. And speaking of Geneva, we cannot fail to mention Switzerland's second-largest city. The city offers natural beauty, high-quality gastronomy, and great shopping opportunities, especially in the watchmaking sector. Zurich, Switzerland's largest city, enchants visitors with its beauty, cleanliness, and organization. It offers a lively nightlife, a variety of museums, and beautiful lakes all around. It also serves as a convenient starting point for exploring other fascinating cities, such as Zug and Lucerne, which are just a short train ride away. Speaking of trains, Switzerland is known for its excellent railway network, one of the most extensive in Europe. With some 5,000 kilometers of railways, the country offers a convenient and efficient way to travel from one city to another. Of particular note is the Gotthard Tunnel, the longest in the world at 57 kilometers. Opened in 2016, it took 17 years to build and is undoubtedly a marvel of engineering. To give you an idea, it only takes 20 minutes to travel its entire length. And last but not least, we can't leave out the gastronomy. With more than 400 types of cheese, it is easy to delight in the variety and quality of this product. Gruyere and Emmental are just some of the country's most famous cheeses, and dishes such as raclette and fondue are classics not to be missed during your visit. As for chocolates, Switzerland is a veritable chocolate factory. Iconic names like Toblerone, Lindt, and Milka have their origins in the country. And a visit to the Keiler factory is an unmissable experience for chocolate lovers, the best part of which is at the end, tasting at your leisure. In the last room, you can taste as many chocolates as you want or can. Switzerland is so passionate about chocolate that it is the world's third largest manufacturer, with a production of some 180,000 tons a year. No wonder the country is home to the world's largest chocolate museum. But since we have already talked about political, security, tourist, and gastronomic curiosities, now we have to talk about the curiosities and culture of the Swiss. When we talk about the daily routine in Switzerland, we notice differences when it comes to Sundays. While many establishments are open on Sundays in many cities around the world, the reality is different in Switzerland. If you need to go to the market on Sunday, you will probably find the doors closed, as most markets and most stores do not operate on Sundays. Even some restaurants remain closed. In addition, Sundays and public holidays are considered holy days, and Switzerland has strict rules against noise on these days, even prohibiting the use of hairdryers and vacuum cleaners. Another curiosity, car license plates. Unlike many countries, license plates in Switzerland are not linked to the model, make, year of the car or owner. Each license plate is associated with a person. To save money, many Swiss have one license plate at home for 2 cars. During the week, the license plate is placed on the vehicle used for commuting to work, and at the weekend, it can easily be transferred to another car. Switzerland is the perfect place for polyglots. The country has 4 official languages: French, German, Italian, and Romansh. However, don't go thinking that people here speak 4 languages. They are usually fluent in the language spoken in the region where they live. In the south, Italian. In the north, German. In the west, French. And for those who don't know any of these languages, it's best to get by in English. Another striking aspect of Switzerland is that it is one of the European countries with the highest proportion of foreigners. There are currently more than 2 million foreigners living in Switzerland, which represents a quarter of the total population. Speaking of foreigners, what do Italy, Greece, Ireland, Spain, and other European nations have in common? Some of them even offer grants of up to $60,000 to encourage families to move, and Switzerland is obviously one of them. The salaries have been an alternative found by European governments to curb the demographic decline in rural areas, where young people often choose to move to cities or decide not to have children. The small Swiss town of Albinen, for example, has launched a project offering sums of up to the equivalent of $80,000 to families who move to the town. To attract more residents and avoid extinction, the Albinen government is offering a subsidy of 25,000 Swiss francs, about $28,000, per adult, and another 10,000 Swiss francs, about $12,000 per child. But rest assured, before you start packing your bags, it's important to keep a few requirements in mind. To take advantage of the offer and take up residence in Albinen, the city is looking for people under the age of 45. You must also be a Swiss citizen with a residence permit, which can be obtained after living in Switzerland for 5 years for citizens of the European Union, the European Free Trade Association, the United States, or Canada. For citizens of other countries, continuous residence in Switzerland for a decade is required. Beneficiaries must live in a house valued at least 200,000 Swiss francs, something like $220,000, and remain in the city for 10 years. Those who leave the city before that time will have to pay back the money. Despite the conditions and challenges, the city favors families with children, or people who plan to have children after settling down. It should be noted that Albanen has no school, bank, or post office, and offers only a cafeteria, a store, and an hourly bus. After all, this small town has less than 250 inhabitants. But is it worth it after all? The answer is resounding. Considered one of the best places in the world to live and with an excellent quality of life, the country is known for having great salaries and social benefits. However, it's not all flowers. Like everywhere else, there are challenges and associated costs. The cost of living in Switzerland can vary significantly depending on the city you live in. The country is known for having a high cost of living, especially in cities such as Lausanne, Zurich, or Geneva. According to the website Expatistan, Switzerland is the most expensive country in Western Europe and the third most expensive in the world. For a person to live comfortably, he or she needs about 3,700 Swiss francs per month, while a family of 4 may need up to 6,600 Swiss francs per month. According to world prices, the average monthly salary in Switzerland in 2023 after taxes is 5,500 Swiss francs. And if a person's expenses are more or less 3,700 Swiss francs, we can say that this account closes. But if the couple has a child, they may both need to have a job in Switzerland to live a comfortable life. There are also other costs. For example, Switzerland does not offer free public health care, and basic health insurance is very expensive. What is certain is that Switzerland is a country with a strong economy and many job opportunities in areas such as tourism, construction, cleaning, finance, technology, and engineering, and the possibility of advancement. However, it is important to remember that competition for these jobs can be strong, and that some jobs require you to speak one of the 4 local languages. But if you meet all the requirements and feel like it, you may already be able to start packing your bags. Have you ever been to Switzerland? Which of these curiosities surprised you the most? Do you have any other curiosity about Switzerland to tell us? Leave us a comment. If you liked the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to receive more amazing content. Thanks to all of you who have joined us, and see you next time.